Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Lauren and I'm in my shop again today to share with you lots of really lovely fabrics that we have got, and the theme is going to be making kids and baby clothes specifically out of stretchy jersey fabric. So I've made a blog post that goes along with this video, and in there links lots of different types of fabrics and lots of patterns as well that we stock in the shop. So if you do have little ones in your life that you like sewing for, then I'm sure you're going to get lots of ideas and inspiration. I've got two kids, one is almost 2 and one is 5, and I have found over the years of making them clothes, I don't make all their clothes I must add, but I do make some of their clothes, I find that the ones that are made out of stretchy or jersey fabric tend to get worn more often, and I guess it's because they're comfortable. So it is a good fabric to work with if you are making kids clothes. If you're still quite new to jersey, don't be put off at all. You can just sew it with a regular sewing machine. You don't need an overlocker. If you do have an overlocker, it's obviously a bit quicker and arguably easier because you're just sort of sewing the seam really quickly and it's all done. But you can definitely sew on a regular sewing machine as well. You just need to make sure that you've got a ballpoint needle. So we stock the Prim jersey needles in the shop, which are ballpoint ones, and they come in a mixed pack of 70s up to 90s. Most stuff's going to be fine with an 80, but if it's a lighter weight one, you could go to 70, and if it's a much thicker, you're going through lots of layers, then you could go up to a 90. The other thing to watch out for, generally speaking, when sewing kids' clothes with jersey fabric, is watch out for the seam allowance. It can vary, probably a bit more than what it does in adult patterns. Most of the time in adult patterns it's 5/8 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, but in kids' patterns I've seen it as little as 1/2 centimetre, 3/8 of an inch, which is the seam allowance of an overlocker, a centimetre. So just pay maybe like a little bit more attention to what the seam allowance is for the specific pattern that you're using. So in the blog post that goes with this video, I'm going to link specifically to different patterns that we stock in the shop. We stock 2 ranges of like the traditional printed pattern type papers, the Poppy and Jazz patterns, which are sort of vary, but most of them go up to 6 years. And then we also do the French patterns, the Ikiti ones as well. And they vary quite a bit in terms of age. There's ones that's more for babies, and then there's ones for kids. Some of them go up to age 12, so a bit of variety there. But there are loads and loads of kids patterns out there that you can get, especially if you stick to getting them in PDF format. I personally use Brindle and Twig patterns a lot. They're just available as PDFs, and they have loads and loads and loads of different patterns for kids and babies, and a lot of it is jersey as well. In fact, I think most of it's jersey. All of the ones I've used of theirs has been jersey anyway. And if you don't want to stick them together at home, remember we do have the A0 pattern printing service, so you can get your patterns order your patterns to get printed. We can post them out to you on big A0 paper. Or if you did want to print it at home, remember they are kids patterns, so they don't take up too many sheets of paper, so it's not too much sticking together. So yeah, I mean, you can have a look around at lots of different kids patterns, but what I wanted really to do in this video and in this blog was to just explain to you the different types of fabric that are stretchy jersey ones that you can get, and what type of projects they would be suitable for. So we do stock a really lovely range of kind of novelty, what we would call novelty prints in the shop. And when suppliers come to show us fabrics, they often sort of say like, these are the kids' jerseys, or like these are the kids' fabrics. And obviously anybody can be a kid, can't they? You know, we're not saying that just because they're for kids that nobody else can use them. And likewise, we have lots of other fabrics in the shop that would be suitable for the types of things I'm going to talk about as well, that are a bit plainer, or they might be stripy, you know, so everybody's tastes are different. But I've got a lot of ones that are, you know, they're quite cute, they've got animals on them and that kind of thing, and kids do look really cute in them. So yeah, whatever your taste, I hope you're inspired and hope you learn something about pairing fabrics with patterns anyway, because that's what it's all about. I know it's hard when you shop online, you can't feel things and you're not sure what the terminology is. So I've split it up into different categories, and the first type of fabric that I wanted to talk to you about was sweatshirting fabric. So I've got a few different examples over to show you here. So when I say sweatshirting, I mean the one that is like a little bit thicker and it's got a really lovely soft fleecy back to it. So it feels really nice when it touches the skin, it's lovely and soft to wear. This particular one is got lots of little dinosaurs on it, as you can see, and I've used this one to make the Poppy and Jazz maple cardigan for my little boy. He's the one that's almost 2. This particular one is organic cotton. It's 95% cotton and 5% elastane. Pretty much I would say most of the sweatshirtings that we stock are cotton with elastane. Sometimes it might be that they have a bit of polyester as well, but usually the majority of them is cotton. So yeah, that is the Dino Friends one. It's really cute. And then this one's also organic as well, and it comes in 4 different colourways. This is the Doodle Bear one. So you could make a little cardigan in that as well, or a little a hoodie, like a hooded little cardigan jacket thing. It's lovely, and the colours in that are gorgeous as well. It feels nice and soft on the back. And then we've also got 3 different colourways of this one here. This is the Doodle Elephant one. I love the really rich colours in this one. They're very lovely and wintry, nice and cosy. And again, all in that same base cloth with the lovely soft fleecy back to them. And then we've also got a few colourways of this fun zebra one. This is really cute too, these little zebra friends trotting along, and it's nice and bright as well, this one, which is really lovely and fun. And then this one is not quite a sweatshirting, but I have kept it in this category just because it is a little bit thicker. On one side it just looks like the other sweatshirtings, but on the back it's got a bit more of a sort of furry kind of fluffy backing to it, which makes it a little bit thicker. It's actually 2 layers of fabric that are sort of bonded together, so it does just make it a little bit fluffier, and it's almost like it's kind of lined already. So I think this would be perfect for like a little sort of, yeah, like a little hooded jacket or a little cardigan or something. It feels so lovely and soft next to the skin, and yeah, just lots of cute little animals on it too. It's really sweet. So yeah, the sweatshirting's obviously good for sweatshirt patterns. As I've said, hoodies. You could make warmer like bottoms with them as well, like trousers with them too. I would say they are, for the top half, I would say they're probably more like, you know, for layering up, like an outer layer, as in you would make a jumper out of them, and then underneath that the child would be wearing like a t-shirt or a vest or something. Or then obviously for the trousers, you know, they'd just be trousers. But yeah, they're really cute and nice and easy to work with as well, because they tend not to curl too much or anything. Then the next group of fabrics are what we call French Terries, or loop back fabrics, and these are a little bit lighter than the sweatshirting, but they're not quite as lightweight as, say, like a classic cotton t-shirt weight fabric, and they are all characterised by the reverse having lots of little loops on them. Now these are super versatile because they kind of sit between thicker sweatshirting and then lighter t-shirt weight, so they are really good for things like dungarees, or if something was lined, like say it was a little hooded jacket that was made out of 2 layers of fabric, you could pair this up with something else really nicely, and it wouldn't be too sort of thick and chunky and stiff. You could make trousers or like jogging bottom style trousers out of it. You could make thicker weight t-shirts or tops. So yeah, it's a really lovely versatile one, and I have used it to make the Poppy and Jazz Dandelion dungarees, because it's 2 layers of fabric together and then they're reversible. So I did one side in a cotton loop back, French terry loop back, and the other one was just in a normal sort of cotton jersey, and yeah, they paired together really nicely. So generally in the shop we do have quite a few plain colours of these ones, so it's quite good if you're like making up an outfit and maybe you're making some trousers that are plain, but then you're making like a fun cute printed t-shirt top, or if you're making something reversible, you know, one side can be plain. So you know, we have a range of plain ones of them, but we do have a few that are sort of a little bit more bright or kind of fun. This one's really nice and very wintry. You can see that it's got the animals have got little ear muffs and scarves on them, so yeah, that's really cute too. And then this one definitely could sort of cross more between adults and children. I think, you know, that would look really nice as a jumper for yourself, but then yeah, it would look cute for kids clothes too. Or if you like being matchy, then you could do a little bit of matchy. I think that's quite cute. I've done that a lot of times with my kids, much to their embarrassment, I'm sure, when they're a lot older. So yeah, that is the French terry, or the loop back fabric. So yeah, sort of sits in between the sweatshirting and the t-shirt weight. And then we have got that classic t-shirt weight. and you get loads of really lovely prints in these ones. So I'll show you a few of the new ones that we've had recently. This really cute little toadstool one here. So if you just imagine like a classic t-shirt, cotton t-shirt, that's the sort of weight that it is here. So it's still fairly easy to work with. Sometimes they can curl a little bit more as you're sewing them, and what I usually find if something's curling quite a lot as I'm sewing it, I'll always put the pins in at 90 degrees to the raw edge, and that helps just to sort of keep them open, you know, keep the edge of the fabric open a little bit more and stop it curling back on itself. Maybe put more pins than you normally would as well. But you're not doing anything wrong if fabric curls. Sometimes it just does that. You have to just sort of take a deep breath and be patient with it. This one's really cute. It comes in 2 colourways. It's little whales, which I think are lovely. So this is a more sort of ecru colourway of it. And then I'm going to make the Poppy and Jazz elm t-shirt for my little boy in the navy version of it, the darker blue. I think it's really cute. And then we've had this really cute one which has got bears on it. I love this one. This one comes in 3 colourways as well. It's a little, feels like a little bit lighter than the others, but it is still just a cotton jersey. It might actually have, let me just check the tag. It does have a bit more polyester in it, so it's 60% cotton, 35% polyester, and those little bears are just so sweet. And yeah, 3 really lovely colour tones of that one too. And then we've got this cute star one, which is lovely as well. It comes in 2 colourways, so this is the more sort of denim one, and then there's like a kind of grey ecru sort of colour as well that's a bit marled, and some of the little stars on this are glitzy, which is fun, catch the light really nicely. So that's another lovely one. And then we've got this cute heart one, which comes in a few colourways. This is the blue colourway here, and then we've also got the ecru one as well, which is sort of like grey ecru colour. It's kind of marled a little bit, different coloured hearts, and some of them have sparkles on them too. And then that one also does come in the pink as well. So with this type of fabric, this kind of weight, obviously you're looking at t-shirts, so it could be t-shirt, could be long sleeve tops, could be a vest, it could be pyjamas like a onesie, could be leggings. Again, if you've got to layer something up, you can use that as well. So it might be maybe you're making like a little hoodie thing, but you need to line the hood, so you could line it in something thinner like this, but then the rest of it's made out of sweatshirting. Or those dandelion dungarees, the Poppy and Jazz ones that I talked about earlier. You could combine that with the French terry, or you could just use 2 layers of this as well. That would still work totally fine. They'd just obviously be a little bit lighter than using this with the French terry. So lots of things you can do with them, and yet lots of really lovely prints too. We do also stock quite a big range of just plains in this as well, so totally plain organic cotton jerseys. So you know, if you wanted to colour block something, or again you were just looking for basics, say you were like making out a little outfit and you were making some fun dungarees, but then you just wanted a plain long sleeve top to go underneath it, then yeah, we've got lots of plain organic cotton jerseys as well. And then the last type of fabric that I wanted to mention is ribbing fabric. So sometimes in patterns you will see ribbing getting used at the cuffs, the sleeve cuffs, the neckband, it might be the hem cuff. It can get used for the waistband on the Poppy and Jazz birch trousers. I've used it there before as well. You do still need to put elastic in the casing as well, but you can use it round the waistband at the top, or it might be like the bottom cuff on a pair of trousers too. And basically it's just a fabric that's stretchy, but it sort of contracts and pulls in a little bit more, so it helps to give a bit more sort of shape or definition to certain parts of the garment. So you know, when it's used on the bottom hem cuffs of sleeves, it just means that it will grip to the wrist a little bit more, so that air doesn't get up and down as easily, you know, for example. You don't have to use it. You know, say you were making a sweatshirt, or like the maple cardigan, for example, the Poppy and Jazz one, it does have cuffs on the sleeves and it has a cuff round the bottom as well. You can just use the same main fabric for that. There's nothing wrong in that at all. I've totally done that lots of times, but yeah, ribbing is another option. We have 2 different types in the shop. They both, functionally, they both work in exactly the same way. It's just that the appearance or texture looks a little bit different. So this particular one here is got a bit more of a defined rib, like it feels a little bit more ridgy, and you can just see that it's got more of a sort of ribbed effect on it, whereas this one here has a bit more of a smoother appearance, but when you stretch it you can see that it's made up of lots of little ribs as well. So yeah, in terms of how you sew with them, how they actually function in a garment, it will be the same. It's just literally the look that's a bit different. So we've got more colours of this sort of plain one here, and then a few colours of that kind of textured one. In terms of how you sew it, you just sew it like any other normal fabric. It's there, you know, there's nothing else special to sort of do with it or whatever. But yeah, it can just add some nice contrast, or yeah, a little bit more interest to your makes. So I hope you have found that useful. As I said in the beginning, I've done a blog post that goes with this video, and in there you're going to find links to all of the fabrics I've talked about in different categories, and then examples of those fabrics that we've got in stock and patterns that go with them as well. So it means you can sort of start to match patterns and fabrics up to plan out some projects. I did a little sort of batch the other night of just planning out lots of little things, because yeah, my little boy's almost 2, so he's starting to grow out a lot of his clothes now, so I thought I'd make him some nice new cute clothes, because we've just had so many lovely little prints in recently that always make me want to make something. And it never ceases to amaze me every time I make something for my kids. I'm always like, oh yeah, it's really, really quick and easy, especially with jersey fabric. So yeah, give it a go if you've got any little people that you like making clothes for, because it is really fun, and yeah, the fabrics are really cute and nice and easy to work with too. If you've got any questions at all, then please feel free to comment below and I can try to get back to you. If you're looking for a quick answer, if you're looking for something in particular, it's probably better that you email the shop, and the G&G team and I can get back to you. That's just monitored a bit more frequently than the comments on YouTube videos. I'll pop the email address in the comments as well. But thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.